What's going on, everybody? It's your man Lyndon Britt from SuccessWithLyndon.com, also the founder of Home Run Marketing, where we cover all bases of your business. And today on Tips and Two, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. Your boy's been sick for a couple of days, and oh man, so if you hear me hacking up my lungs and throughout, just kind of stick with me. Bear with me for a little bit. So while Facebook is actually building up the audience, letting everybody know we are live, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you happen to be here live, if you happen to be watching the recording, I myself am here in Dallas, Texas, man. It's a cool, windy day. I would complain, but a lot of people wouldn't. But I'm not going to do that. But we've been blessed to have some pretty good weather. Especially about this thing. But as we get ready to roll in, the first thing, what we're going to be talking about today is one thing that you could be doing in your social media promoting that could actually stop you from getting the exposure that you want. All right. So as we get ready to dig in, once again, let me know where you're viewing from. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I was a person looking at ways to be able to make money. So I began my first job when I was 16 years old. I got tired of paying my dad back everything I owed. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna make my own money. Went to start working at 16. Enjoyed making my own money. Spent it all as soon as I got it. But I wanted to become financially independent where I didn't work for anybody. So guess what happened? By the time I turned, I say 21, 22, somewhere in there, I ended up working 3 jobs. And I was wearing myself thin, trying to make all the money that I could, start getting ready to try to save and do all the things I wanted to, until one day I fell asleep behind the wheel. About 10 seconds from my house. Wrecked my car. Brand new. Matter of fact, it was a brand new customized car. I had just gotten out the shop, had it for a month and 2 days. Brand new, everything on it. Paint job, body kit, carbon fiber, all the other kind of good stuff, and fell asleep behind the wheel and wrecked it. And I was smart enough not to have car insurance. So guess what? You can imagine I had to start all over one more time. And it was crushing to me. But what happened was I had to get back on my feet, started working again, and I eventually was introduced when I got back to work to network marketing. And I love the concept. Once again, I've been trying to figure out ways that I could become financially independent. I was going to college already and doing stuff like that, man. I was wearing myself thin, trying to do everything that I could, and network marketing seemed to be a key. Well, I ended up joining this company, hopping right in, getting involved with it, and the one thing that I trusted was this get three, and by the next 30, 60, 90 days, guess what? You'll be financially independent, making $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And that's just not how it worked. So I was very disappointed. I stayed with that company for 2 years with no results, very little results, and ended up leaving. I was like, well, this company didn't make me any money. So I started jumping from company to company, like a lot of people do. And I was blaming it on everything not working, until one day I found out about and excuse me for the hacking up and stuff like that. Like I said, I've been sick, kind of getting over chest cold and chest congestion and stuff. But I come to find out about traction marketing, and as I began to get more into it, I started getting more results in my business when I started to apply the techniques and strategies that I began to learn. So it changed not only my business, but it changed my life, my perception of a lot of stuff, as I started to deal with personal development and stuff like that. So a lot of strategies I want to teach you and I share with you are things that I've learned in this niche called attraction marketing. All right, so as we get ready to hop into the content, this is one of the things that I've learned, which makes a whole lot of sense. And if you're doing this, if this is you, hopefully today you will make some changes to get more exposure in your business, to be able to grow your brand even more. All right, so let's go. Let me ask you a question. If you happen to be hopping in here now, once again, we're live. This is Lyndon Britt from SuccessWithLyndon.com, and CEO and founder of Home Run Marketing, and this is where the content's going to begin. I just gave a little description about myself, a little bit of my background into the industry, and we're going to be talking about what one thing that you could be doing in social media that could stop you from getting the exposure that you want. So let me see some hands or some suggestions or some ideas. Put in the comments, what is one thing that you think that you could be doing in social media, or that a lot of people are doing in social media, that could stop them from getting more exposure in their business? And I'll throw a couple of them out there, which a lot of y'all may agree on, that could be touching. And number one, a lot of people are going to say they always posting about their business. They're pitching their business. They're pitching what they do. They pitch their business. Oh, I'm with this company, I'm with this company. That's correct, but that's not it. That depending on what a person is looking for, that may be attracting. Like, hey, I was looking for that. What's going on? Oh, excuse me. Like I said, I'm getting over chest cold. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. What's going on, Ms. Moore? But give me some ideas. What else you got? What other ideas that you might have? Which is the people doing social media that can stop them from getting the exposure that they want. Okay, like I said, it was one I thought a lot of people post about the business. What's another thing? Spamming people. If you sending inboxes, inboxing people about joining your company and stuff like that, and don't even know the person. You don't introduction. What it's quite a few things, right? That's another. Thanks for the advice there one day. Hey, no problem at all. But there are several things that people can do to be able to stop them from getting exposure. But this one thing could be very vital. And you could be the greatest marketer on earth. And this one thing, if you're doing this, you can stop yourself from building a brand that you really want. Spamming is amateurish. And yes, and it deters people all day. Joe, we had this discussion when you first hopped on, when I first got on, man. We used to talk about this, how to kind of flip that. But yes, the one thing that people do that can stop them from building a brand is keeping their pages private. You keep your pages private. Let me ask you a question. How many of y'all will walk up to a complete stranger and give them your information? You just walk up to a complete stranger and just give them any kind of information. Not too many people would do that. Am I right? I have an inbox of probably about 30 plus friends. I mean, I get requests consistently now, which is pretty cool to me. I love meeting and hooking up with other people and stuff like that, and getting to know what other people are doing in their area, in their business. And I love being able to help them. But a lot of people keep their pages private. So I've got about 30 plus, maybe more than that, friend requests. And I go through and I look at the pages. I hadn't done anything yet because I try to reach out to these people before I do. And number one, ask them why they're requesting to be my friend. That's one thing I want to know. What is your intentions on requesting me? What drew you to me to be for me to be a friend request? That's number one. But if I go to your page and I see it's private, I can see nothing about you whatsoever. I don't know anything about you. I don't care if you're the greatest marketer. You might be able to help me in anything that I need. You might be the best person to go to for advice, best person to go to for direction. But guess what? I can't say I trust you because I don't know you. I can't find out anything about you. So when you keep your page private, you actually push people away from what it is that you're trying to accomplish. I don't care if it's on Facebook, if it's on Instagram, if it's on Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. When you make your business private, a lot of times people, especially when you're reaching out to people, a lot of people don't want to excuse me, a lot of people don't want to respond simply because they can't find out anything about you. And that's bad for business. That's very bad for business. So, a phone call, something like that. I'm gonna make this one very short because I don't want to sit here and cough throughout this whole thing. I'm very irritated, but I really want to touch on that note. I can elaborate on this for the next couple of minutes, but I really want to. I'm not, man. It's starting to hurt. It's starting to kick up again. But keeping your Facebook, keeping your social media, profiles private can stop you from actually exposing your brand even more. Number one, if you have great content. Perhaps you have great content, whether it's a blog, whether you're inviting people to webinars, whether you've got great posts, whether you've got great inspirational posts, whether you even share great content from anywhere else. A lot of times when people go to your page, I want you to think about this. When somebody, how many times can you go to scroll down your news feed and see what people have shared? That means they've gone to somebody else's page, seen a post, and shared it on their own page. So if you've got great content and you've got your page private, simply because for whatever reason, nobody can share your content. You can't get that exposure from other people actually putting your content out there for you, rather than you having to do all the work to try to get everybody to see it. But if your profile, if your page isn't private, you open it up to a lot of people being able to get exposure to what it is that you have to offer. Now, another question for those of y'all that do have your Facebook page private for whatever reason. Let me ask you a question. Now, I keep saying Facebook. That's just the platform I pretty much stick to. But for all social media, for all of y'all that have your social media and you keep it private, let me ask you a question. Why? What is it that's so private on your page that you have to keep it private for no one else to see? if it's that private, don't put it on social media. Either that, and if you feel that I only have one page that I keep this one public for everybody else, and I do another one that may be private for whatever particular reason, or maybe you got a private group, perhaps you do that. But if you think about it, social media is to learn how to become social in different aspects of just that, being social. So when you become, when you get on social media and you make everything private, that's like isolating yourself. It's like buying a house that's isolated from anything else, where the next house is miles away from you. Nobody can come unless they're invited. Nobody wants to come unless they're invited. So when you keep your profile page private, how in the world can you get any kind of exposure in your business? All right. So before I hack up my lungs and go crazy, trying to catch my breath on everything else, I want to touch on that basis. Open up. I see people doing things that makes cringe all day. You're absolutely right, man. Open up that page. Go into your settings. Believe it or not, a lot of people say, well, I keep my stuff private because I don't want people posting stuff and sharing stuff on my page, because I don't want people posting stuff on my wall. Absolutely right. Guess what? There's settings for that. There are settings for that. You can stop that where you have to approve whenever somebody tags you, it doesn't go automatically to your wall. So if you didn't know about this, go to your settings. When you go through your settings, I may have to do a whole nother live on this and kind of instruct you on how to do that for a lot of people that don't do that yet. Go to your settings. There's a way in your settings. There's a way in your setting where you can set where if people tag you or try to post stuff to your wall, that you can actually approve it first. So if somebody posts some nonsense and try to put it on your wall, you can decline it. You can remove it or whatever, so you don't have to worry about that. And if it's people that you don't know, don't like, or don't want to, Facebook also has a block feature, right? So you can begin to block people and stop that from happening. If you got people that are like, well, I'm kind of hiding out from this person. I used to be in a relationship from this, and I don't want this person to find me. Guess what? Find out whatever name they could try to add. Number one, they're going to have to add you on as a friend. You can block people all day, period. I mean, if you got to go through harassment stuff, there are things you can do to keep people off your profile. All right. But keeping your social media pages private could be stopping you from growing the brand and getting the exposure that you want in your business. Plain and simple. So, hope you got some value from today. I made this one kind of short because I really wanted to get to the point, and I'm hacking up my lungs. You can hear the mucus in my throat. I'm glad to be back. Still a little sick. Still kind of recovering, doing the same thing, taking care of. But I will be back with you all tomorrow for Tips at 2 with Lyndon. Make sure, if you got some value from this live, give me some likes, give me some thumbs, give me a share. Share this out to, matter of fact, if you could tag somebody that sent you a request that's private, tell them to watch this. But like, hey, there's a guy that just did a live on a subject that you might need to see, and tell them to come check this live out. My page is open. They can come and check this out. Maybe they'll get some value from this as well. All right, but y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. I appreciate y'all in here. Make sure you head over to successwithlyndon.com for more free training strategies and tips. You can also meet me over at facebook.com/LyndonBritt2 for more videos and stuff like that I cover on various topics to be able to help my fellow marketers grow their business. Because what I love to do is help my fellow marketers get out of that stinking thinking to be able to learn how to grow their brand and get exposure and get success with their online businesses. All right, so see you all later. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. I will see you all tomorrow for Tips at 2. Matter of fact, I think it'll be a webinar tomorrow. I think I'm just going to do kind of a random webinar. But make sure if I do, I'll let you all know. Be ready to hop on there tomorrow night. All right, y'all have a blessed and wonderful day.